You guys hear us online? Yes. Okay, good. All right. Yes. Boom. So today I'm going to do something special. I'm going to do it like a workshop. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you about objection handlers and how to think of an objection handler, and I'll be talking about it. But we're actually going to go through your objections on price, on listing a property, on uh, pre-qualification. We give you an objection, your VIP package, okay, any commission, whatever you guys feel like throwing at me today. You better record all that crap, okay? Because I'm going to give you all the tricks on how to answer every one of these questions. So, what is an objection? So there's two things, right? There's an objection and there's a condition. I've taught you many times that it's two different things, and you need to figure that out very fast when you are talking with a client. So what is the difference between an objection and a condition? Anybody can tell me? Yeah? So an objection is an unanswered question in the mind of your client. Correct. What is a condition?
Il needs this to happen. La condition, c'est qu'il a besoin de quelque chose de spécifique pour que ça marche.
OK. Fait que je vous pose une question, OK? Vous appelez votre client un expiré, calling an expired, then you say, so, when do you plan on moving? He says, never. Okay? Okay. So doesn't he answer? They always answer that, right? So the question is that a condition or is that an objection? That's not even neither. That's just like get out of my phone. That's the automatic no. So look, think of it that way, okay? So I've told you many times about once when I went to buy a watch, right? So I bought this watch, beautiful watch, and I wanted it. Okay, it was a watch I wanted to buy, and I knew they were selling it, and I went into the store to buy it. I don't shop, I buy. Okay, I don't waste my time. So I went there to buy it, and this young man comes up to me, beautiful jewelry shop, comes up to me and says, "Can I help you?" What did I answer?
No. Just what?
And after I said no, I looked at him, I smiled, I said yes. I recalled how normal our reaction is. That no is normal. It's so normal that a guy like me going to buy a watch answered no. Okay? So don't take a no as an answer. It's not an answer. It's not an objection. It's just they're trying to throw you off because they want to do whatever the hell they were doing before you called them. That's it. Not more complicated, not less complicated. Okay, it's as simple as that. So an objection is simply an unanswered question in the mind of that person. Okay? A condition, on the other hand, is if I don't have this, I'm not doing whatever I was doing. So if you say water, it's fine. I already started. That's fine. I'm going to do it differently. Okay. So this is where you need to ask more questions. Okay. So if somebody says to you, "Is she here? Hold on. Vanessa, are you online?" No, Vanessa is not here. Okay. So Vanessa today called me, and she asked me about this seller. She said, "You got to help me sell that property." And Vanessa, as you guys know, she's a very good agent. She takes a lot of listings, sells them. And after asking her a few questions, I said, "Do you think he's motivated?" Now that person was ready to sell 2 houses and a business and move to another country. Okay? That's the conversation they had together when she got into the deal. Now, do you think he's motivated? Well, yes. In reality, he's not motivated. Because he doesn't have to. Because it's not clear. Because she thought, oh, he's going to move. Damn, that's good. No, ask more questions. So then I said, where's he moving to? She told me the country. I said, which city? I don't know. I said, why is he moving there? So if she doesn't know which city, right there, that's not enough questions. Okay? So why is he moving there? I don't know. Why is this? Why is that? So, and then she said, okay, he's not motivated. I said, I don't know. That's from what I hear from you. That's how I feel, you know. But if it's something else, let me know. So you guys need to understand that conditions. Sometimes they say to you, look, you know, I had my house up for sale. It's expired. You know, I was asking 800,000, and I didn't get it. And then you ask them, you say, so if you were to have $800,000 today, would you sell it? And they'd say no. Or why not? Well, because we were supposed to move to Trois-Rivières and we decided to stay in Montreal. Oh, why were you moving there? For a job. What happened? Well, no longer taking the job. Now, is that a condition? Yeah, that's a condition. That's not an objection. Don't waste your time. But if they say to you, oh, no, we didn't have the price that we wanted. Okay, so when you do sell, when do you plan on moving? Well, you know, I don't know, maybe we'll go to Saint Leonard. Okay, you're going to Saint Leonard. That's interesting. What brings you to Saint Leonard? Well, my business. Okay, your business is there? Yeah. So, okay, you don't want to do any more traffic between the West Island and Saint Leonard? No. Okay, so now you're having a conversation. You need to understand if it's an objection or it's a condition. Now, I'm talking about prospecting, but it's the same thing when you're sitting with a client. So I'll give you an objection and a condition when you're listing a property. The property is worth $800,000. He has a mortgage of $800,000. Could that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's worth $800,000, and he has a mortgage for $800,000. Now, could that happen? So now at this point, would you sell the property?
No,
Who would sell it? Who wouldn't?
it depends.
Okay,
Yes.
all
I would
right.
ask more questions.
Okay, so ask more questions. Go ahead.
So I would ask him, is he able to pay for the expenses once we sell the property? Can
Now let me ask you another question. Okay, that's a good question. What's yours? I'm just gonna
Very
hear.
similar to that. Is he able
Very
to-
similar.
is he able-
I wouldn't ask that right away. That's not what I would ask. Obviously, that's definitely going to be one of them, but not the first one. My first answer, yeah, go ahead.
why you want to sell? Why do you want to sell?
Where do you
What
plan
would
on
it cost?
moving?
Okay.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to that area. Why did you decide that area? Well, because look, if I don't move to that area, I may lose A, B, and C. Now you're understanding his situation. You need to understand his situation. Can he find your commission? Is it possible?
No.
Is it possible that he can figure out a way to pay you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's possible. Is it possible that he may have 5 free and clear other properties? Is it possible that he has a big bank account? Is it possible that he's broke and he's going under? Everything is possible. Is it possible that the bank already said that they're going to repo that house? Yeah. So you need to figure out, is it a condition or is it an objection? That's the most focused elements when you are given something. So when somebody gives you an information, you need to figure out if that information is either de la boucan, or an objection, or a condition. So how do you answer an objection? What's the first thing you do when you answer an objection? What's the easiest one to do when you want to answer an objection?
Agree.
Okay, agree. Who says otherwise? Reformuler, okay, not reformulate. Reformulate it.
Rephrase
Yeah,
it.
rephrase it. Okay. Yeah. What else?
Repeat and, well, usually it's repeat and.
So what's the easiest one?
Repeat it. Agree.
No, the easiest one is to ignore it. You know how many times I ignore an objection?
Really?
Okay, now you guys have to figure out when you talk to me sometimes, when you call me, try to listen to how I ignore your
No, you don't
objection.
even listen. How's that?
That's
You don't
good.
even listen.
Why don't I listen?
5 years here, you don't even listen.
Why don't I listen
Because
sometimes?
you want me to figure out my own shit.
There's a difference, because I can answer, right? I can answer. But if you ask me a dumb question, no, there's no dumb questions, but if you ask it in a dumb way, okay, I'll say it in a different way. When you know the damn answer, why you're calling me, and I ask you, I'll ask you, what would you do? Well, I would do A, B, and C. Good, do it. Because that's exactly what you're maybe getting. Just you need me to comfort
Yes,
you with your
exactly.
decision.
Yeah.
Okay? But at the end of the day, forget those ones. Real objections. When you get real objections, you don't have to answer them. A lot of times, when I was on a listing presentation, they would come up with random stuff. Okay, so I'm asking a question like, for example, so, we're going through the script and I'm saying, okay, so how much should this house sell for? And then you have the lady or the gentleman that gives me something that has nothing to do with my question. Something like, oh yeah, that house, I know that house. I've passed beside it. It's not a great house. I'll smile, nod, and I say, yeah, how much should it sell for? So what did I just do? Did I answer him? No, I just ignored the question. Because that question right now is a bukan. It's not a real objection. If he says, look, Bafadi, I'm telling you, this house is crappy inside. Oh, now he's serious. Now that question now becomes serious. Now we have to go through the pictures. Okay, you're saying it's crappy, I understand. So what do we do when now that you learn the first one, ignore. The second step, if you don't ignore, they keep on coming with the same objection, now it becomes a real question. So that's why I ignore you sometimes. Because until you ask me the second time the same question, I know you're bullshitting. It's just a waste of time, or you just need my support. And you don't need my support. You guys are professionals, you're strong. And if you screw up, we'll correct it. No big deal. Okay? But what's more important is how to answer that objection. So how to answer the objection is the first thing you gotta do is you gotta agree with it. And you're gonna tell me, but Fadi, what if it's a stupid objection that makes no sense? How do you agree to that? How do you agree to that?
You agree with someone, you have no choice.
But how do you do it? So if somebody tells you, let's say you're showing him the price and it's 700,000, and he gives you an objection. Yeah, but that house is much less good than ours.
Okay.
So how do you and you know that value is actually your house. That's what it's worth. So if you agree with them, what happens? You're agreeing, you're contradicting your own analysis. Okay, so he's saying to you, yes, but that house at 700,000 is a crappy home. My home is 100 times better than that. And you're saying, and you're telling me that my house is worth 700,000. So is that an objection? Yes. Now, how do you agree to that? How do you agree to say, yeah, it's crappy what I offered you, which is not true? How do you agree to that? Think about it. You ignored it the first time, it's coming back. You can't ignore it. You're at the point where you need to answer.
You could say like, I understand.
You don't ignore all the
I
time, guys.
understand.
You don't have to answer all the time, but
fine.
you don't ignore all the time.
You could say, I understand it might seem this way, but.
Okay, once you say the word but, what happens?
But
First of all, learn how do you not use but, use and. Okay, but that's a different conversation. Okay?
Why do you think that?
Yeah, what makes you come?
Yeah, but you're not agreeing with him when you ask him why. That's the next step. Okay, you need to agree with him first. So let me ask you something. How comfortable are you when somebody is not agreeing with you?
I tell them, I completely understand, I see your point of view, let's look at it together and figure out what it's actually worth.
That's a good way to answer it, right? What other way?
Because you want to bring down the defense, right?
Yes. Yeah, look, did you see my hands? I went into defensive mode.
Exactly.
That's defensive. You don't want that. So how do you how do you agree with someone? So the best way to agree with someone is not smile. I understand what you're saying. I see where what you're thinking. Now, are you agreeing? Yeah. Are you agreeing with the words? But you're agreeing with him. You're agreeing with his feelings. You're agreeing with his thoughts. And then you can go to the next step. The next step is to break down that objection. So how do you break down that objection? Okay, let me ask you something. Who has kids here other than me? So you guys have kids. And they do everything you tell them.
Absolutely.
Everything. Do they do anything that you tell them? No. Okay. Nothing. You know why they don't do it? Because you tell them. What does a client, I'm not saying clients are kids, but any other person, if you tell them, what happens? They're not, no, forget they're listening or not. I'm telling you right now, you know how many questions I've asked you so far?
A lot.
A lot. Right? And why do I ask you these questions?
So we answer it in our own mind.
Exactly, because you're going to need to answer it in your own mind. So it's the same thing with a client. If you tell them, they have a defense, they're defensive. You're telling them, no. But if you ask them, even if they don't answer, they're answering. Lie to me. What's the color of your car?
Blue,
There we go. What's the real color?
gray.
Gray. But in your mind, did you see blue or gray? Did you see your car? In a flash of a second, you know your car. But you want to lie. Can they lie? Can they lie to themselves? They can lie to you. They cannot lie to themselves. So when you ask the right questions, they're always thinking of the answer. They may not tell you the answer, but they are actually thinking of the answer. So when you're going through your objection, when you are going, I'll go through your questions after, guys. Okay, so that's nothing. Okay. So when you are going through an answer, first you agree, nod, smile, agree, learn that. That is the money. Okay, learn it. Okay. Then when you're answering the objections is, for example, let's talk about this example that I took, right? Property, you're saying it's worth 700,000. That property sold for 700,000. They're pretty much similar. Does the seller always think his house is better?
Yes.
Does he always think he's worth more money?
Yes.
Does the buyer ever want to listen to the seller?
No.
No, they always want to pay less. Okay. So guys, it's a normal game. It's been like that for 1 billion years since humans. Billion, I think is too much, but at least 100,000 years since humans came to the world. We always want more when it's ours. It's nicer. It's more beautiful. Okay, that's how we are. That's normal. Okay, so the way to answer it is, okay, I see what you mean. This is. Can you please elaborate on what is the difference between your house and their house? Now, who's talking? Them. Can you be wrong when they talk?
No.
Are you making them feel wrong when they're talking? No. They may not like it. They may not like the challenge. They may not like the confrontation, because that's a confrontation. Even though it doesn't look like it, it's actually a confrontation. What is a confrontation? What is confronting? Not really.
It's a challenge.
Confrontation is when you say something and I ask you why you're saying that something, or you do something and I ask you why you do or do not do that same thing. That is a confrontation. So for example, I'm going to sell 5 homes this month. I call you up and I say, so how many homes are you at? I'm at 1. What's going on? We're already in the middle of the month. What have you done so far? Oh, Fadi, I've called a few people. Okay. And what's going on? Did you get any feedback? No. So how many calls did you make? So is that confrontation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter to me, I know, but it should matter to your pocket at the end. Because I don't care if you sell it or not. I'm still making no money. Are you? Okay? And it's the same thing for the seller. So now when you're having a conversation with the seller, as Mrs. Aziz, can you please explain to me what makes you say that your home is better than that home?
Well, mine, the neighborhood is nicer. It's
Okay.
nicer area.
So you live on Dundas Street, right? And this Banana Street, how far is it from your house?
2 blocks.
Okay, so it's a huge different neighborhood, right? Completely different neighborhood.
Yeah, but mine has the park close to it, and there's a school like right at the corner.
Oh, okay. Is it far from, the park is far from that house?
It's about a 10-minute drive,
Okay, and in your case, how far is it again?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. So there's 5 minutes difference for the park. And the school?
Yeah, 5 minutes too.
Okay, 5 minutes. So there's a bit of, there's 5 minutes difference between the park and the school.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's important for you, right? Because you have kids.
Mhm.
Let me ask you something. Do you know who's going to be the buyer of your home?
No,
Do you think it's possible they don't have kids?
it's possible.
Is it possible they don't care about the school or the park? Is that possible? I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So because I don't know who the buyer is, these facts cannot come into the evaluation. And we'll talk about that eventually. But then what am I doing? I'm actually asking her more questions. So you see, it's all about perception. Her perception is, okay,
Yeah,
okay, your eyes were going all over the place. Yeah, all right.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking, Jesus Christ, I got you, okay? Her eyes are like this.
Don't you know body language?
Yeah, that's choice.
What's that downloading
Giant Numana. Yeah, so the way to answer an objection is first you have to agree. Now, if I would have said, you see, it doesn't make sense what you're saying. How far am I going with this conversation? What are the odds that I'm ever going to sign this contract?
Zero.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so like I did one with a contractor,
Mhm.
and you started pointing out at every finish of this house.
Mhm.
This is better. The floors like this. Da, 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 da. I know that the price that I suggested was the best. It was accurate to the T.
Yeah.
But he insisted that his was worth more.
Yeah.
So
And is that going to happen with a contractor? All the time. Is that going to happen with anybody that built their own home?
Yes.
All the time.
contractors.
You know why?
You have to
because they
understand.
think that they do it the best.
Yes.
They're
That's
artists.
best materials.
And an artist will always think his product is the best. It doesn't matter if it is or not. It doesn't matter what you think. He will always think it's the best. Is it the best? The answer is no. But if you tell him, will he be on your side? No. So how do you say that? So how do you go about a guy like that, contractor? So you say, I can see, you know. So Mr. Contractor, wow, this is a lot of work that you've done. It's a lot of work. That's amazing. How long did it take you to do all that? You're having a conversation with them. So answer me. Be that contractor.
It took me 2 months to do the floors for the upstairs.
Right, and the product that you used was, I mean, I think it's
Imported it from Italy.
Bois franc.
Bois franc. Where does it come from? Italy?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Brazil,
My gosh,
yeah,
okay,
that's
Brazil.
from Will has it.
Yeah,
That's
Brazil,
from
okay,
Brazil.
yeah. Brazilian
Granite
floor.
to Italy.
Yeah, granite is Italy. So, hello, you're late. Yeah. So, the way you're going to be answering that is you have to acknowledge that it's a lot of work for him. Because is it a lot of work for him? Honestly, is it a lot of work for him? Imagine when you have somebody that worked a lot and it's a shit product. 'Cause that's going to happen. Somebody did a lot of hours and you're looking at it and I'm like, I wouldn't buy it for a penny. Is it possible? Yeah. So how you're going to answer it is the same way. So you're agreeing with him that it's a lot of work and a lot of it. So let me ask you something. So when we put on the listing tonight, what are the elements you want me to write for your property? What are the things you want me to add for your property? Let's write them down together now. What am I doing?
You're assuming
Acknowledging.
I'm already closing. I'm already closing at what we're gonna do. So, and then we're looking at the price, right? So he's starting to work. Now, he doesn't agree on the price. Is it a big difference in price? Can you give me an idea?
I suggested like 589, and I think he was saying around 630, 40.
Okay.
Not
That's not that bad.
but like 660.
It's not bad. It's not a huge difference. It's not
$100.
small, it's not big. So
Close to it.
how much more are you willing to take the listing for? I've taught you that many times.
10%.
That is smart.
You
No,
take-
it's 10, you can take it at 10.
No.
and then
used
you-
to Not in
No.
this market.
No,
Yeah, you
Five.
used to be 10.
I told you 10 when the market was blowing
Well,
up.
I haven't been to.
Okay, well, I can see that. Okay, I can see you haven't been there. All right, yeah. So no, 5. So what is it worth?
589.
589 plus 5%, we're looking at 610, right? And you want 630?
630 to 660.
630 to 660 or
That's
630?
what he's gauging at. He's like, no, like we have 640.
So your question with this guy is you need to understand his motivation. So let's talk about motivation. Let's talk about it.
Of the situation.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Mr. Contractor. So regardless of the price that we sell this house for, what's your plans with the money? What are you gonna do with the money?
He wanted to buy a chalet,
Uh-huh.
she signed for.
Uh-huh.
And then he wanted to.
Answer me like him. I don't tell me what he did.
I want to buy a chalet, and then I want to sell this house, and I want to buy a condo in the same area.
Okay, wow, okay, so you want to stay in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, my wife works in Saint Laurent.
Okay, and why a condo?
It's
it's a big
smaller
difference between
property.
Okay,
It's
so you want
less
to downsize?
convenient. I want to downsize. I want to go in the chalet and do the back and forth.
So really, you want to get rid of that headache of a house.
It's too big. I don't use the basement.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
And you just want to downsize.
Downsize.
You don't want to pay too much taxes.
No, it's just
Mortgages.
me and my wife.
So let me ask you a question. When are you ready to move to your condo?
Oh, the condo is something that I want to do afterwards. First, I
Forget
wanna,
the condo. Let's
Yeah,
talk
let's-
about the chalet. When do you want to move to your chalet? Much more interesting.
chalet. I would like to move this year. I said ideally.
This year, like 2023?
Yeah, like this year, and I asked him it would be best to move.
Don't ask.
Oh.
I'm asking. You answer me. You be him.
Yeah, before fall, we'll enjoy the fall there.
So would you like to be sold by the fall and then move like next spring, or do you want to move in the fall?
Moving in the fall.
So,
I'm a contractor. I can
Would that be like October? Which month would be a good month? October. So let's calculate a little bit. So which month are we in now? I forgot. Which month are we
Where
in?
do you
April. So how many months left? Am I doing this shit? Who's doing the calculations?
7 months.
7 months. 7 months until October? Yeah. I'm not that good in math. I thought it was less than that. So let's say so how long do you and how long would you want to keep this house for? I mean, would you like to move there and keep that house at the same time?
Well, until
No,
until he moves into the chalet.
Look at my face. I'm giving answers.
No.
Okay. So you want to be out of this house and into the new house?
Well, yes, but that's the second home.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the chalet. You want to move to the chalet, right? Until
Yes.
you buy a condo?
No.
Oh.
I want to have.
Oh, you want to have both?
Oh, I want to have a sur terre in.
Oh, so you want that now also. So when would you like to have that condo?
After the chalet is bought and after I sell the house.
Okay. So, just so I understand correctly, you want to have a chalet within, and are you going to be able to pay the chalet without selling the house?
Cash.
Cash, okay. And do you want to keep both? How long do you want to keep both until you get to sell it? How long would you like to keep it?
Until however long it takes us to find the chalet, the condo.
Okay. And do you know which area you want to go in the condo?
Chamonix.
Chamonix. Did you see any of the properties that I sent you about the condo?
No, I asked you to pause
The condo search.
the condo search.
Yeah. Because you want to sell the house.
No, because I want to focus on the chalet for now.
So you want to buy a chalet cash and then you want to sell the house.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let me ask you, how long do you want to keep the house for?
However long it'll take us to find the
So what if
chalet.
it takes you 5 years? No, let's say we do find you a chalet. How long will you want to keep the house and the chalet at the same time? I'll find you a chalet this weekend.
Mhm.
I'm going to work on that with you. I'm going to find you something this weekend. You'll love it.
Mhm.
I have some ideas already. Let's say you already have the chalet. How long do you want to keep the house for?
Honestly, for him, it's however long it'll take us.
So
to
if it
find
takes
the-
5 years to sell the house, would you be willing to wait 5 years?
No.
Okay, so what's the longest time you want to keep the house for, including the chalet, having both? Did I?
She did not.
I do not
She doesn't
understand
know.
those ones.
Now you're understanding what to ask.
Yeah.
You need to know, look, you need to know what their motivation is. And you always go back to look, he wants 660. Is it possible for him to get 660? Yes. Not now, maybe in 5 years.
Oh.
So you always have to come back to when does he want this thing done? So once you understand the when, then you can break it down. So for example, how much is it worth? 500,000? What is the condo?
589.
What's the condo going to be worth?
400.
400. So, and he wants to pay it cash, I'm guessing.
Both.
Does he have a mortgage on this one?
No.
No mortgage. So then you have to play with the math with him. So you say, okay, so if we were to keep this house for another 5 years, how much does it cost you in taxes? How much does it cost you in insurance? How much does it cost you in time? How much does it cost you to cut the grass? How much does it cost you to, because that's reality. You're just, see, they're emotional about wanting to sell at a certain price. And it's okay. But your job is to bring them down to a rationality, because emotions make you act. Okay? You're basically, what you decide as a person is emotional, but based on, or you're rationalizing your emotions. Your job is to rationalize their emotions. Is it true that he still has to cut the grass? Is it true he still has to remove the snow? Is it true that when he's in chalet, God forbid something happens here and the roof breaks, he's going to be responsible? Is it possible that there's going to be no electricity for when he's in the chalet and there could be a flood in the basement? Is it possible?
Yes.
Is it possible that he'll need to replace the roof? Is it possible that his taxes are much more expensive than a condo that's smaller? So these are all the things that you have to ask. And then you're making them realize that, hey, hold on a minute. All right, I'm willing to wait 5 years, but what is it going to cost me to stay here for 5? And then at the end, you say, okay. So now let me ask you another question. Is the condo that you're buying right now, if it's going to take 5 years for your house to go from 585 to 660, and you're telling me I want to buy a $400,000 condo, do you believe it's going to be worth $400,000 5 years down the line? If this goes up 10%, do you think this one's going to go up 10%? So you see, sir, by waiting, you're not really accomplishing anything. The only thing you're accomplishing is paying more in taxes, paying more in mortgage, paying more in this, paying more. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. I mean, there's the expenses for.
But do you think they think of it that way?
No, just tell you my mortgage is paid off.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I love those mortgages
Yes.
paid off. So let me ask you about the mortgage that's paid off.
Costs me nothing to live here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it costs you nothing. So let me ask you something. If you were to sell that home and rent, let's have fun. Let's have fun with this. So your house is worth $500,000, correct? Okay. If you were to sell the home and invest your money at the bank right now, how much do they give you in interest?
No, probably.
5%?
Yeah.
What is 5% of 500,000? How much is that? Mr. Seller, how much is that? Oh, you don't know? Great. Do you have a calculator there? Calculator. Let them do it. So how much is it, Mr. Seller? Oh, 25,000. So that's how much you're losing every year by staying in that place, right? So let me ask you something. Is the house going up by 25,000 every year? Oh, so you're losing money by staying here. Right?
They're not money, maybe.
There's always something.
Like they
Yeah,
tell
but I
you
have to
what-
live somewhere.
Sure. Well, let me ask you. If we were to sell this home at 500,000 and downsize to a 400,000 condo, would you be living in a beautiful place
Yeah.
that you chose? Smaller, less headaches, less expenses, right? It's paid. And you have an extra $100,000. If you were to invest that money, how much more money would it give you? At 5%, how much is that? Oh, 5,000. Well, it just paid for your taxes on your new condo. That extra 100,000. Now you're living in a tax-free, paid off condo. Isn't that great? And you still have 100,000 in the bank. Isn't that great? So you see, guys, you have to understand that the objection is a question in their mind. The question right now in their mind is, I want my 660. You're not going to see it until 5 years from now. So how much is that 560
And that's still
really
if.
worth?
And that's still an if.
And that's if the market goes up. Do we really know if the market's going to go up? Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. What are the really the odds? The odds are 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. That's the real odds. Because everything else is just speculation. Oh yeah, interest rate, But in reality, if you put a monkey in front of a number and you say, you give him 3 options, he's going to say boom, boom, boom. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 1/3 chances it's going up, 1/3 chances it's going down, 1/3 chances it stays where it is. That's really real odds. Now, added to that, we're going to have other things. Okay, is the economy going up? Is the economy going down? But really, who could predict? No one. No one can predict if it's going up or it's going down or sideways. No one. So you work with the best of your abilities. Make sense? Okay. You guys have any other objections that you are going through that you're having a hard time with that we could talk about?
I have a hard time for, je veux me sauver la commission for du proprio because the script, I don't,
If you're not comfortable yet with it.
yeah.
All right. So you're calling a duproprio, and he says to you, why haven't you sold it? Or why don't you list it with an agent? And he says, well, I want to save the commission. Right?
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question, Mr. Seller?
Yeah.
What is more important for you, the commission or the amount of money that you keep in your pocket?
The amount in my pocket.
Okay, great. So why don't we get together tonight? I have 20 minutes of my time, 15 to 20 minutes, to tell you how I can get you more money in your pocket than you can do by yourself. Is that okay? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Pretty easy, I think. Now you got the appointment. You know why you're having a hard time saying this, what I just said?
They don't believe it.
Because you don't believe it.
Because in the
And
script,
you know
it's
why
like,
you don't
what if
believe
I could get you 8% more?
Yeah. And can I tell you why you guys don't believe it?
Why?
Because you're already thinking like a salesperson when you're supposed to be the idiot Fadi in the morning. Remember the idiot Fadi, right? I've told you about him many times. At 18-year-olds, didn't know what the hell he was selling.
Their pricing is already usually very high.
Correct,
Then I'm coming in asking them for 5%.
correct, less.
Yes.
And a less price.
Exactly.
Correct. So you are thinking what? It's not worth my time. I'm not gonna waste my time with that person, right? Isn't that, because look, he's asking for $5.99. The damn thing is worth $5.75 minus my commission, that's $5.50.
Instead of seeing. how
Now
much
I'm
I
telling
can
him
get
it's
and-
10% more, it's actually 10% less.
Mhm.
Why would he list with? That's your natural reaction. And that's normal.
So how do you really shift that?
Okay, well, you shift it by taking your hat off and put another hat on in the afternoon. When you guys are going to understand that you're three different people doing three different jobs, until you understand that, you will never, ever, ever succeed at prospecting. Okay. The morning you're prospecting, the only job you have is put appointments on the agenda of the salesperson. That's it. We don't ask you to be smart. We ask you to be idiots. Dumb it down to the basics. People used to ask me, but how did you book 4, 5, 6 appointments a day? You know how easy it was? I'll tell you. You want me to share with you how easy it was? No problem. No problem. I don't want to pay this. No problem. I don't want to pay a commission. No problem. I'm never going to sell under 600,000. No problem. So you guys have a problem. That's the issue. The issue is you guys have a problem because you are too smart for your own good. You're over-analyzing something that is not worth analyzing. You're wasting your energy on things that are theoretical. But what if I go there? And what if this happens? And what if that happens? I don't care. We're not there yet. Right now, you gotta be the idiot that doesn't even know what the hell he's selling. Fadi, 19 years old, taking appointments for some fucking product called a heat pump. I didn't know what the hell a heat pump is. The only thing I knew one thing. Every hour I was there, I was paid $10. And I knew one more thing. Every time I put an appointment there, every other appointment, I get paid a commission of $100. That's all I knew. What the hell they were selling, I don't know. I don't care. The only script I knew is no problem, pas d'obligation. My teacher was the most amazing teacher you could have. Okay, Howard. Howard owned that business. And yesterday I was actually right there, and I told my son, that's where I started. Howard was super easy. These are the phone numbers. These are the questions you ask. And when they give you any objection, you say, pas de problème. Il n'y a aucune obligation, monsieur, madame. Ouais, mais je ne veux pas payer. Aucune obligation. Hein? Pas de problème. That's all I learned. But you know what? I would put a sign up. Yep. Yes, one appointment. One more appointment. That's all I knew. I was the idiot. And I was blessed to be an idiot. Because I didn't know what the hell happened after. But I'll tell you what happened after. when I finish my shift in the evening, I give all these appointments up, me and everybody else. Someone next day in the morning, they call each one of them and they ask tons of questions. That's when they're pre-qualified. So, Mr. Owner, what kind of heating system do you have? Plate electric. What did you do with this? And they would ask me questions related to that business. And then it's either green or red. Red is garbage, green is appointment. Then the salesperson goes. But you know where you have a hard time understanding? You have a hard time understanding that you're not the salesperson when you're prospect. The minute you start understanding that, you're going to become successful. And you know what? One day, I don't know which day it's going to be, you're going to have that aha moment. No. You think it is. You think
I
it
want
is.
it to be.
Well, then you'll have to decide that that's what it's going to be, Asia. You'll have to decide that you stop overthinking this. Right now, at this moment, it's not important if I can get him 590 or not. It's not important. I'm a stupid person taking up the phone and saying to him, what's written here? What is it written? If I can get you 8% more than what you can get by yourself, is it worth 10 minutes of your time? That's the objection handler. Now, who's going to say no to this?
Somebody doesn't want to say.
Wait, we're getting there. But I don't need to know. For the first time is, I want to get the appointment. Now, let me ask you, is it logical for him to keep it on the market and get less money by himself? Is it logical?
No.
So it's not logical. So the logic is, I got an appointment, right?
Yeah.
Appointment. Is it possible that I call Elias after and I get another appointment? And how about Svetlana? And how about Adrian? And how about Mauro? Right? It's possible. Just book the damn appointments. Guys, stop overthinking this. Book 5 appointments, 6 appointments per day. It doesn't matter. Why?
But I need to ask you.
Hold on.
Because then you pre-qual them.
Then you clean. Then you see how motivated he is. Yes.
Okay, I love that concept because that's how we're trained to do it. So we book 6 appointments in one day.
Yeah.
And the next day, we can't get a hold of anybody. Nobody's answering.
Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. So that's not an objection handler, but I'll tell you how to
Yeah,
handle it.
so my question is, it does link to objection because
No, it doesn't.
when I'm on
I'm
the
going
phone
to teach you
and
how
I'm booking that
to
appointment.
stop. I know where your problem is. Out of the 6 appointments, nobody's answering.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're not
I know.
motivated.
Hold on. You want to get rid of that problem forever?
Mhm.
Forever.
Mhm.
Yes or no?
Yes, of
Are
course.
you going to do exactly what I teach you?
Exactly.
I guess, do I get a
No,
process?
you already know.
Book more appointments.
No. No, you booked 6. You're
Yes.
good. I'm happy with 6. I'm fine with 6.
All them to be on their-
Yes, but then I can't get a hold of them the next day
Why can't you get a hold of them?
because they're not answering the phone.
Why are they not
They're
answering?
not motivated.
No. Oh, you don't know. And he thinks you're not motivated. She said the same thing. The answer is still no. You want to get a hold of them immediately?
Not really.
Yeah.
Or-
Show them that
You
they're
want to get you want to be able to get a hold of them?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll role play this with you.
Okay.
So I just took an appointment with you,
Yeah.
Bianca, for tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Mhm.
Okay. Bianca, let me ask you something. Are you going to be free around 1 p.m. this afternoon?
Maybe it's possible.
It's possible. The reason why I'm asking you is I'm going to meet with all the agents. We have about 200 agents in the company. Would you want me to start talking about your property immediately? If I have,
Yeah.
You would like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So I'm going to have most likely, look, I'm going to have tons of agents asking me tons of questions. Is it okay if I call you at 1 p.m. today
Mhm.
on that cell phone? Will you answer me if I call you? Because I have a lineup of maybe people asking me all kinds of questions.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be great.
So I'll call you at 1 p.m. Does it work?
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about it.
You forgot about it. You've been in this business how many years?
15.
Keep coming to training.
That's why I'm here, because I need to refresh back
Yes,
to
yes,
basics.
yes, yes.
Back to
That's the basics. So will they answer the call? The answer is yes.
Yeah, okay.
So you pre-book the second call. Aha moment? Good.
Yeah, so I forgot about it completely.
If you're gonna wait until next day to call them, they're not gonna answer. They don't know you. They don't care. Already Fadi went and signed the damn contract. You're late. Okay? Don't wait.
Okay.
Okay? So you book the pre-qual appointment. Now, at the pre-qual, let's pre-qual this call. Okay? Where's the pre-qual? Who has it? Written for- So I'll call her up. Dring, dring.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? It's Fadi again. Fadi, a real estate broker.
Good, how are you?
Very good. Thank you so much. So as I promised, I called you back at 1 p.m. Now, I have a few questions for you. Do you have a minute for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, before I come up tomorrow at 6, I have a few questions. So if what I say makes sense tomorrow at 6 p.m., and you feel comfortable and confident that I could sell your house, would you sign a contract with me to sell your home tomorrow night at 6?
We'll see, maybe.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Now, this is not in the script. Could I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What are the 3 things you are looking for from an agent to make a decision tomorrow night at 6?
Well, someone who will.
Let me write them down. Let me write them down.
Someone who will communicate with me.
Okay, someone that will
Not go a couple
communicate
weeks
with me.
without,
I'm sorry, what's the second one?
Not go a couple weeks without.
Not going a couple of weeks without a feedback.
Not calling.
Of
Yeah.
feedback. Okay, so somebody communicating regularly. So that's one question. What are the 2 others?
Good commission
A good fair commission. Okay, fair commission.
and someone who can sell it fast.
Someone that can sell it fast. So what is fast for you? Now, guys, look at this. Is this in the script?
No.
What do you guys do? You first of all, you skip the first question. You're always scared of the first question. I love the first question because that's the question where I'm going to get most juice out of it. Okay, so let me ask you again, Mr. Seller. So what? So just to recap, you want somebody to communicate with you regularly? Right? Is every week too much, or is that okay?
That's good.
You like, because that's my standard. It's not a minimum of 1 week. Is that okay? Okay. And a fair commission, obviously, and somebody that sells it fast. I'm curious, what is fast for you? How many months? How
Like
many
a
weeks?
month.
Oh, you'd like to be out within a month.
Yeah.
Can I ask you? So who are you planning on interviewing other than me?
I have you, and then I have another one the day after.
Oh, the day after. Great. And who's that person?
It's a friend of mine.
Oh, it's a friend. Oh, yeah. We all have friends in that business. Yeah. So what was the third question? I'm trying to remember them by heart. So okay. So
fast.
when do you plan? Where do you plan on moving when we sell the house?
I'm
Remind
going
me.
to. I'm moving in with my girlfriend.
Oh, you're moving in with your boyfriend? Okay. Okay. And where does he live? St. Mary?
Laval.
Oh, Laval. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. So I'd like to know. So what do you when we meet tomorrow night at 6? How much would you like to list your property for?
Let's say 350.
350. Okay, 350. That's fair enough. Okay. And do you owe anything on the property? Done with them.
So far, so good.
It's been many years. I haven't
I have mortgage 150 left.
150 left. Okay. Can you describe me a little bit the home just so I get ready for this?
Yeah, it's a 2-bedroom condo. Really nice. We redid the kitchen, balcony, a parking space on the 2nd floor.
Okay. 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 Amazing. And is your boyfriend also a decision maker with you?
No, I just.
No. So if you like what I have to say, and we agree, you'll be able to take a decision by yourself. You don't need somebody else.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. Good. Okay. Great. So why don't we do this? Why don't I prepare a VIP package? I'm going to send it to you. That includes all the information that you need. Okay. And I'll call you back to confirm our appointment. Is that good?
Yeah.
Now, guys, let's say she does her property. The value is higher than what I think it's worth. So she wants 350. I just looked, and they're worth a maximum of 300,000. Now you have to call again.
Go again.
So you call her back right away, like a few minutes after. You don't need to go through the whole VIP package to figure it out, guys. Come on, you guys are smart.
Yeah.
Okay. So you call her back and say, "Well, Stephanie, I'm curious. I called you a little bit early. Do you have a minute for me?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Steph, when I called you a little bit earlier, you said that you wanted 350,000 for your property. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I looked at some properties that are very, very similar to yours that sold in the neighborhood in the past few months, and the property that sold, the maximum price was 300,000.
Mhm.
So I was wondering, what did you do to the house that makes that big difference of $50,000?
Yeah. Well, we redid the kitchen.
You redid the
We
kitchen.
kept it in great condition this whole
Okay,
time.
okay.
And I
So
saw
how much
one-
did the kitchen cost? 50,000?
Yeah.
It
50,000.
did? Really?
No, we'll say like
So was it like
10,000
gold?
for the example. We'll say like 10,000.
Okay, so 10,000, that makes more sense, like really, a $50,000 kitchen, I can't wait to see it. I'm excited, now you know what, I don't want the listing, I just want to see the kitchen. I'm coming for the kitchen, But, 50,000, dude, okay, for a $300,000 condo, wow. That's when you go to like this little condo and then you see a Ferrari right there. It just doesn't fit, but it's cool. And the guy doesn't give a shit, or the girl doesn't care. Okay, so let's keep going. So what did you do?
So I saw one last year that sold at 350, so I think that's a good price.
Oh, do you remember the address?
It was my neighbor to.
Oh, let me
houses
write it down. I'm curious. I want to look at it. You know what? It's down the line. Let me check it now. Oh wow, that address? Yeah, it did sell 350. So is your house also 1,500 square feet?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same size.
Yeah.
Now, is that possible? Can that price be the right price and I screwed up? It's possible. Okay,
What if it was like a year ago?
that's okay. I mean, we could adjust a little bit, but it didn't go down by 50%. It's okay. I mean, we could always adjust. But at least now we have something. Okay, so we're closer. Okay, now could it be that, hey, she has no clue, she just wanted 350? Okay, so tell me that.
Well, I think 350 is a good price for my place.
So let me ask you one last question, Stephanie, before we meet tomorrow night. If no one would ever pay you more than $300,000 for that property, for your property, are you still willing to sell it and move in with your boyfriend?
I think I would pay like 330 or
Okay.
accept.
You would accept 330? Okay. And what if nobody offers you 330? What if no, like in the next 3, 4, 5 months, no one offers you more than 300,000?
I'm
Are
willing to wait
You're willing to wait? How long? Okay, that was my next question. How long are you willing to wait?
a few months.
Okay. How about 12 months? Is that okay?
No.
Oh,
it's too long.
So what would be the ideal maximum number?
Like maximum 6 months.
6 months. Okay. So if you don't get 330 within the next year, what would be your plans? You want to keep the house?
No, I wouldn't keep that.
Okay, so you would go with the best offer?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a normal conversation, guys? With
Yeah.
somebody that's really motivated?
Is that really motivated though?
That's until now I think you are.
Yeah.
Okay, because you have a plan, you're going to the boyfriend, you've adjusted the price by 20,000 over the phone. There's a conversation going on. Now, what am I gonna do the next step? I'm gonna send my VIP package. And it's gonna say 298. She's gonna see let me ask you guys, is she gonna be angry?
Yeah.
I don't care when you say the price, she's always gonna be angry. But she can't be angry forever. Her anger has to go away after a few minutes. An hour if she's very annoyed. But when I go tomorrow, her anger is gone. She slept already on my new price, 298. She saw it. She internalized it. Now we're having a real conversation. But if you tell them the price when you're sitting with them, and a lot of agents will say that, oh no, I never tell them the price in advance. I go there. Why?
Because they're gonna take it and list it on Duproprio, the price that you gave them.
She's already on Scorpio.
But with the new price you get.
Okay,
Yeah,
she's
the
gonna
lower
adjust it
bid.
at
So they're
298.
adjusting it at 298, but they're still saying.
Let me ask you something. Do you see how agents think?
Still with the hand.
My God, you guys figured out a million ways why she wouldn't list with me.
Because it happened to me several times.
Yeah, and you know what? Did you ever fall in your life? Did you ever walk one day and fell? Okay, it happened to you? So that means you fall every time?
No.
Okay. Is it gonna happen? Yeah. Is it possible that you would do that? Yes. Okay, but it happened to me too. And you know what? It happened to me much more than both of you combined. You know why? Because I've been on many more appointments than both of you combined. So guys, what I'm trying to say to you is, yes, it will happen. But as long as there's a confidence in this conversation, and as long as she sees value in you, you got to remember this. Guys, they list with the person that deserves it. And the person that deserves it is the person with the highest qualifications possible. If you go in and you guys are a commodity, do you know what the difference between a product and a commodity?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a phone and an iPhone?
Yeah, the one's a
Double the
commodity
price.
and the other one is.
That's the
product.
difference.
Yes.
Is it the same phone?
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Same product, same thing. Same. It's gonna live as long. One has an eye in front of it. One is a phone, commodity. One is an iPhone, Apple. Okay? In reality, it's the same damn thing. Now, if they think of you as a commodity, oh yeah, she's gonna put it on MLS and she's gonna wait and somebody's gonna come and buy it. I don't need that crap. She's gonna pay you low commission, high price, she won't take it. But if they see a professional coming in with a huge smile and have a plan of action to sell the house, it's up to you now. Now you're the sale. You are the sale. Guys, you are the product. You have to understand this. If they're not listening with you, you're a shitty product. Simple. And that's the truth. It hurts. Ego hurts. Okay? That's why you shouldn't have ego. It won't hurt. Okay? You are the product. They are looking at you, and either there's the confidence or there's no confidence. They're either going to say, take my money, or they're going to say, don't touch. It's all about confidence. It's all about confidence. And your confidence in yourself comes first. If you go with the mindset that I'm going to give her the price and she's going to list on Ziproprio, guess what's going to happen? She's going to do exactly what you guys think. But if you go in and say, I'm going to list this property at $298 and I'm going to sell it tomorrow morning. And that's what I'm going to do because I'm the best agent and she will never be able to get more without me. Is that a different mindset?
Yes.
It's all about mindset. It's what goes on in your brain.
So Fadi, I'm gonna take you back. So
Sure.
3 hats.
Okay, so we're done with the training, but I'll take a last one.
Okay, well, you didn't finish.
Sorry.
Prospector,
The prospector,
pre-qualifier, and
operations manager,
That's number 3.
that's number 2.
Pre-qualifying.
Yes, but that's an operations manager.
Okay.
She wears black. The morning person wears red. And the evening person wears blue.
Okay, so operation managers, you just need pre.
The operations manager is the person that
Okay.
pre-qualifies, that does the CNA, that prepares the document, that sends out the document. That's the operations manager. That person is key in your company. That person is the key in your company because guess what? Imagine it as on a global scale, okay? You have a team of prospectors, 25 people calling the entire city of Montreal selling this, okay? You have a whole sales team going on these appointments in the evening to sell that product. Now, if the operations manager didn't do the job, didn't pre-qualify, didn't send the VIP package, didn't do any of that stuff, and then the sales guy goes there and it's not his business, it's just a sales guy. He can only make 1 commission a day. And he goes there and figures out this person has nothing to do with the product. They're not interested, it doesn't fit, they don't have the price. Is he going to be happy?
No.
What is he going to do the next day? He comes into the office, I guarantee you, he's going to come shouting. You made me lose a whole evening. Why the hell did you send me on that shitty appointment? Right or wrong? Yes or wrong? Well, that's what you're doing to yourself. That's what you're doing to yourself. First, you're doing the first mistake of not prospecting because you're already thinking of the end product. And you're panicking. You're not taking that appointment. Why? Because you don't want to hire a operations manager that actually has the job of qualifying these leads, qualifying the product, making sure that person receives the VIP package, making sure that all the decision makers are there, making sure to take all the objections in advance, write them for my salesperson in the evening. That's what you're not understanding. You are 3 different people. The sales guy or girl, that's the agent. That's the one that goes and do what? Shows up in advance, beautiful, selling, for guys, nice tie, white shirt, suit, clean. Come in with a beautiful smile. Hi, I'm so excited to see your property and put it on the market and selling it. It's going to be an exciting night. But I think you're going to take my price and put it on Facebook. But that's what you guys do. Guys, it's a smile. They've made their decision. The minute you shake their hand, they've already made the decision. Every word you say after that is screwing you up. Every word that comes out of your mouth is a word that you are screwing up the sale. They've already made their mind. The minute you walk into this house with that huge smile, look at her, she's still smiling. But that's how it is. Really, do they want to work with a boring person?
No.
A well-scripted, boring person versus a non-scripted, excited person who has a better chance of listening. The excited person. Now imagine if you can combine both. Now you're iPhone. Now you're no longer iPhone.
iPhone what, 16, guys?
I have no idea. I don't buy it. Okay? Whatever it is. Okay?
14?
You guys understanding this?
Yes.
That's the product. That's the difference. That's the difference. When you go in beautifully, groomed, looking good. I need a haircut. I do. I thought it was yesterday. They were closed. Came in, I have long hair. I don't like it. But it is what it is. Okay? So what I'm trying to say to you guys is you gotta be there and you gotta be excited. It's show, guys, remember this. This is a show. It's purely a show. Sales is a show. Think of it that way. I'm a little bit off time, but that's fine. Think of it that way, guys. Think of what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie?
Godfather.
Godfather. Who do you like in Godfather?
All of them.
No, who's your favorite one?
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. Now let me ask you something. Is Marlon Brando the Godfather?
No, just an actor.
But do we believe that he's an actor? We believe he's the Godfather. Why? He impersonated it so well that Marlon Brando is the Godfather. Tom Cruise is Maverick. Do you think he's Maverick? He's not Maverick. He doesn't even know how to fucking fly a jet. He's not in the Navy. And Marlon Brando never really had an empire. He's a okay actor, he did well, but that's basically it. But they're all actors. And you look at them and you believe them in that show. You are the actor playing the real estate broker in that transaction. You are the actor. Remember that. You are the actor playing a role of the top best salesperson in this city. Period. Period. Now you got to decide to do that. That's a decision. And how do you do that? Well, I just showed you. Excitement. You're coming in, you're shaking their hand, and you're doing your script. How do you learn your script? Write it, role play it, say it in front of the mirror. Look, when they go and say to Tom Cruise, hey, we have this new movie, we want to pay you $1,000 for it. Do you think he takes it? How about 10,000? How about $1 million? You're gonna say, look, 10 million, I'm okay. But what is he really getting for that 10 million? What is he doing for that 10 million?
Learning that script.
He's just reading a script. Now, can you make a lot of money in real estate?
Yes.
Do you know your scripts?
No.
You're not going to make a lot of money. Look, man, I just pre-qualified there. I haven't read the pre-qualifying script in 5 years. Why do you think I have it inside here? Because I said it so many times. It became part of me. I don't need to remember it. I think I got them like even one after another. I didn't screw up one. Because I've said it so many times that it's just normal now. Well, the minute it becomes normal inside of you, then it's your words coming up. It's no longer Fadi's words or Mike's words or anybody's words. It's your words. But for you to become your words, you got to believe that this is who you are. You got to believe that Tom Cruise gets paid $10 million because he reads the script. That should tell you a lot. You should read that damn script. It's as simple as that. Okay? 5 steps. Pre-qual, Send the VIP package. Make sure, call back and confirm they've read it, received it, all decision makers are there. Prepare yourself physically, mentally, emotionally with all the objections in advance. Show up 15 minutes early and read the damn script. That's all you need to do. You did it.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Did you get the biggest listing of your life?
Yes.
Did you miss any of these steps?
No.
Why?
Because I have a serious car.
Because you really wanted that listing. Right? Am I wrong? So what did you say to me? When somebody gave you that option, what happened? When somebody said, yeah, okay, you have an appointment for 7 p.m., what did you do? So you got an appointment to list that property, right? You were going against other agents? Okay. Were they good agents? You don't even know. Okay. You don't even know. Okay. Ma question pour toi. Est-ce que c'était un petit listing ou un gros listing? C'était important que tu le prennes? Qu'est-ce que tu as fait parce que c'était important? Est-ce que tu l'as fait tout le temps?
Non.
Non. Qu'est-ce que tu as appris?
Plus comme ça.
La maison à 200 000 puis la maison à 5 millions, c'est les mêmes étapes. C'est les mêmes étapes. Il n'y a pas de différence. Mon gars était avec moi à Toronto. Il m'a posé la question, il dit, Madame, what's the difference between listing a house at 500,000 or at 5 million? I said, nothing.
Same thing.
He says, what do you mean? Why don't people list at 5 million? Because I said they don't believe they can list it. And why they don't believe they can list it?
No confidence.
Why?
The barometer is too low.
Ego. Ego. That's what it is. Downward ego. But it's still ego. Oh, no, you know, I'm not John here. John, him, he could list whatever. Mary, she, like me, what am I going to tell him? What am I going to say? I don't have a listing at 5 million. You think there's a chance for you to list that fucking house?
Yes.
No.
You need to tell yourself
You think that shit? Think about it.
I used to not call over $1 million. Expired? No, well, 5 million.
What's the difference? Guys, a person at $1 million home or a person at $300,000 home, is it a big investment for them both?
Yes.
Do they still want to know how much your house is worth?
Yes.
Do they still want to know what are you going to do to sell it?
Yes.
And do they still want to know how much is left in their pocket?
Yes.
And do they still want to know how long it's going to take?
Yes.
So what's the difference?
Yeah.
What is the difference? There's none. There is no difference. Okay? So it's a decision that you got to take. Okay, guys. I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.